Hey there, everybody. It's your girl Barbie J here, and I am back with my recap and review of Tyler Perry's comedy drama, The Oval, Season 5, Episode 6, Gone in a Second. So this episode starts off with was it Jason and Daikon thinking he's the president's son, which he is, but he says he's Mike Jones, and River is defending him because we could tell River got a little crush on Jason. So Daikon is like, "Don't lie to me, boy," and he's all mad and stuff, and he's telling River to mind his business, and he said, "I'm taking you to the highest," and he gets in there to the highest and tell the highest that this is the president's son, and he's like, "I'm not him. I just look like him." But even the highest said, "Why is River dressed like this? So why is it I can look like River, but I can't look like Jason, the president's son?" Hello. So Daikon goes out to see what the dealio is in this tent or wherever that is he went to figure out. Then it switches over to Donald and Kyle racing into the White House to see Hunter. So they up at the residence now, and they go into his bedroom, and he's in bed and he won't move to get him up. And Victoria comes out of the bathroom like, "What are y'all doing here?" And it was like, "We came to get the president, but he's out cold and stuff." And she's like, "No, he's not." And they said, "Yes, he is. Look at him." And she went over there and smacked the crap out of him, and he woke up like he was nothing. He's like, "Ow, did you just hit me?" And she go and sit down on the bed, and they're talking about getting him up, and then she's saying that you can't get him up. There's no way he could get out. They said, "No, we got to get him in front of the cameras and stuff." And she's like, "Look, you know what? Y'all do what y'all want to do." She said, "Y'all better ask the White House doctors first because he can't go nowhere." So they're like, "Why?" She said, "Because his kidneys are failing." And his kidneys are failing. And she said he has a bag or something attached to him, but they didn't show that part. Meanwhile, she goes, "I'm just going to the Oval to talk to the president." He said, "What are you talking about? I'm the president." And she was like, "No, the vice president is the president." He's like, "What are you talking about?" So she flips on the TV, and at that point, you hear some news reporter talking about the White House is keeping this hush hush. But last night they sworn in Eli, at the vice president as the president. And he's like, "What is going on?" So, Donald, Kyle, he's like, get him up, see what he could do. He couldn't stand at all. And he's like, she's like, "He's in bad shape." And he said, "Yeah, after you tackled me last night." He said, "Tackled him last night?" "Yeah." She had Sam in the bed. And Donald looks at her like, "Oh, Sam, huh?" Like, that's who you blaming now, putting this on? So Victoria left, said, "Y'all do what y'all want to do." Next, we switch over to Richard's house with Sam and Richard sitting at the table eating breakfast. Well, wait a minute. It's not really breakfast because Sam had a bowl of cereal and Richard just had a coffee or something. And they're talking, and he's saying he's got to, Sam saying he got to look for the president's son. He's missing. There was some dirt bike tracks. He's going to try to follow them. And Richard saying to him, "You sure you in any condition? You took a real beating and stuff." "Look, Richard, you still ain't share what happened with you and Nancy. So let Sam do Sam, okay?" Okay. So then, as they're talking, in come Priscilla with Nancy, and she don't say nothing, but she stands by Sam, and he says Scylla, and she don't say nothing. I was like, Priscilla, really? And then, Nancy's trying to talk to Richard, who don't even say nothing to her, and she's like, "What's going on?" Priscilla said, "I was really out of it." And I'm like, if Priscilla's supposed to be your girlfriend, why she didn't tell her the truth about what was said or what Richard thinks happened or something? Why don't you warn your homegirl if she's supposed to be your homegirl? Y'all know what I mean? Somebody put it down in the comment section. She's staying too quiet, and I don't like it. So anyway, Sam get up and leave before all this transpires because he has to get, to work to do whatever he has to do. And I don't think he was going to the White House either today. But then Richard gets up and keeps telling Nancy he's fine. "I'm fine." You want me to make you breakfast?" "No, I don't need you to make me breakfast." He don't want her to touch her or anything. And Priscilla just looking as Nancy's trying to talk to Richard, and Richard is like, "Look, I said I'm fine." And then she asked about Barry, which threw me off. Why is Nancy asking about Barry? She knew Barry was missing before the drugs. So I was a little confused why they had her ask, "Where's Barry? What's going on?" "She don't like this. You're upset with me. What happened? What did I do?" And he just walks out and said he got to go. So He goes out, and Priscilla's telling Nancy, oh, everything's gonna be fine, everything's gonna work out, everything. She don't answer none of Nancy's concerns. I'm like, what kind of friend are you? Why you didn't tell her that Barry's been missing? Why you don't tell her everything? I'm confused. Maybe it's me, but I would have been telling my homegirl, girl, you don't know what's been going on, this, updating her. But she goes, I gotta go to work. So she gets outside and she sees Richard still out there. All of a sudden, she want to say something. Richard said, don't even say nothing to me. Don't touch me. Don't tell me it was a long time ago. And I'm like, Priscilla, you the last person to try to get Richard to calm down and say something. Something Sam did for 5 damn minutes. You beating his ass and everything for. And meanwhile, this one over here, she done been cheating on him for it. She had an affair with his father. He has a right to be upset right now. He's trying to process all of this right now. So now Richard jumps in his truck. Sam is still in his car, and Priscilla's standing there, and Sam gets out and goes over there. I said, oh, Lord, here we go. So Sam tells her that he want to come back home. I said, why? Why, Sam? And she's sitting there going, I know you're not talking to me, whatever. And he said, look, I know those guys are still going to be there when I try to go up in there. She said, you damn right, to beat your ass. And he said, I could tell by the way they were standing in their stands. They wasn't like regular thugs. He said, you want to tell me how you got special forces at our house? And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about, sweetheart. I'm just a little old chef. And he was like, Scylla, what's going on? I know there's more to it than that. She was like, look, I gotta go. And she said, matter of fact, stand there so I can run you over. And he got up on the curb and she drove off. But he definitely was apologizing to her again, but she wasn't even trying to hear it. So now we have one of those Max and Bobby scenes, which they get on my nerves, and it's back and forth, with their little banter. But Max is telling Bobby it's time to go find the president, find the vice president's wife. Where is she? The second lady. That's what they was calling her, right? And he's like, I will in a minute. And he's just standing there. And Max is like, now, do it now and stuff. And then Priscilla show up. And Priscilla's like, Bobby, can I talk to you? He's like, I'm on duty. Well, I didn't mean now. But she's holding on his arm and she's touching him. And she's like, I really need to talk to you and all of this stuff. And he's like, fine, no problem. And then she looks like, hi, Max. He said, oh, you do see me. And I was saying the same thing. I'm like, why you acting like an easy little hoe or something? It's just like they had an argument. They were almost at odds when she left him in that hotel. She was mad. He got hurt. Then she told him to go get his drink his damn self and all of this stuff. Now she's pushing up on him again. She making herself look so easy. And I'm just like, Priscilla, you can find anybody else outside of your job. It's just, you don't play around where you eat, where your money comes. You know what I mean? Anyway, so she finally walks away. And then the first lady comes up, and Victoria, whatever, and they standing there, and she's like, I can't believe she and Priscilla didn't pass each other some kind of way. That was strange to me because that was so close. And she was like, y'all gonna let me in or not? Is he in there? And he's like, yeah, of course. And as soon as they let him in, he was like, go now. He told Bobby to go now and find her. So they was discussing whether she's in the vice president's bunker or the president's bunker. I thought it was in the president's bunker, but Max is telling him to go to the vice president's bunker. So now Victoria goes inside and she's looking all cute. I told y'all she looked different with the red popping lipstick. I ain't never seen her with that on before. And, Eli's and checking her out, saying she looks beautiful. She's like, you making me blush. Stop. He says, somebody need to make you blush. So she's pushing up on him and wanting to do something and kiss me and all of this stuff. And he's like, look, last night was too close. And she's like, don't worry. He didn't know it was you. You were covered up. He's so out of it, blah, blah, blah. And he said, yeah, but it's too close for comfort. And then he said, I have to, there's still my wife. She's down in the bunker. I have to let her out. I have to go down there and see her, else she gonna think I'm in on it. She's like, yeah, you probably right. He said, I got to let out. She's like, I think that's a bad idea to let her out. He said, no, I'll manage her. I'll handle her. And she's like, yeah, okay. In the meantime, he was saying he want to get some work done now that he's still the president, because he's thinking Hunter wants his desk back, but she's letting him know Hunter's still out of it and can't do anything. So they want to go out there and calm down the chatter and go to the press room, and they're thinking of a story to tell everybody why Hunter's not president anymore. Anyway, So now back to the Rakaduchi compound. And it seems like Jason and Hyas are hitting it off. It really does. And that's when Daikon come in and tell him sorry, he's not the president's son. When he did the research, it shows that the president's son died. And I said, that's right. I forgot people didn't realize he was back alive again. And so Jason's saying sorry. And he tells them that they all been so nice and kind to him. Thank you so much. And the highest told them they could take him into town and use the phone. He's like, you sure? He's like, sure. You want him, you gonna let him go? Uh-huh. He said, yeah. And he said, come back anytime. Because he said, would you like to stay? He said, I would love that. And that's the scene they kept showing us. He said, but my uncle will be worried about me. So he still played the uncle card. And then they took him out and he saw River. And River's like, okay, Mike, and all of this stuff. They fixed his bike. I don't trust that they fixed his bike. I don't know why. I think they might have a tracker on it. The way everybody was looking at each other and River's talking about he could use a friend. I'm like, all them damn men on that compound, you don't have a friend? Come on, River. So he's like, nah, my uncle's going to be looking for me. I could go. Thank you for fixing my bike. And he said, make sure you come back. He said, I will. So when Jason left, you know, River asks Daikon, why did the highest let him leave? He said, because he's the highest. He says who stays and who goes. So I'm wondering about that. I don't know what happened when Jason was in that room with the highest, but they seem to have hit it off. But River seemed to be disappointed. I'm like, why y'all keep people? Y'all brought them in there and made him. He was in the woods minding his business. You forced him onto the compound and then y'all keep asking him, why is he there? Because, and Jason never said, a man with a gun made me come in here. I didn't want to come in here. Y'all made me come in here. There's a difference. Anywho, they switch over to Allan calling Dale, and Dale's like, "Where are you?" and stuff, and they're talking on the phone, and he's like, "Who are you with? The FBI?" And he's like, "Yeah, they seem to be legit. They said they could help us. Help us? What I got to do with this?" Dale is like, "I'm innocent." And then he said, "But how did you get a hold of a phone? They gave me one of theirs." Allan is a dumb mother bleep bleep bleep. How you gonna sit there and talk to him and you keep yelling out Dale's name? Dale ain't called out Allan one time, I don't think. All he keeps saying, Dale, just stay at my house. Dale this, Dale that. I said, oh my God. And then he gets insulted when Dale tells him, well, you think nobody knows, but I guess they know now that you're talking on the phone saying it. Of course they tracking what you doing. Allan, you're so dumb. You're not even smart. Acting like you so smart. Why would you trust using one of their phones? Poor Dale, they probably at the house now, done tracked the call and about to get him. Talking about you got the stuff. Why would you say any of that on that phone, on one of their phones, and don't think it's being tracked or traced or listened to or bugged or anything? Adios, mijos. I don't understand these people. Anywho, back at the White House. It seems like the press secretary is at the podium and they're asking her a lot of questions. And Victoria and them walk in, Victoria and Eli. And Victoria takes over and she stands there and let them know that there was a mixture of some allergy medicine and some cholesterol medicine that caused the reaction, and that the president is resting now and the doctors will be here to talk to you momentarily. It was a grave mistake. He wanted to come up here, but we're telling him to rest and he's okay now and blah, 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 blah. And then she let the vice president get up there and he's reiterated what she said and said, yes, Hunter's such a fighter and we're wishing him well, and I'll be in the position for a few days and stuff, and now we'll take some. Oh, but all the questions they said we'll take some questions, and every question they ask, what medications? That's for the doctor. How long will you be there? That's for the doctor. That's for the doctor. Every question will seem like it was for the doctor to answer. We just wanted to let you know that everything is well, and the country was our main concern in getting that run, and we didn't want any problems with it, in between time while he's resting or something like that. So then they leave and the White House doctor comes on there and everybody's screaming. I said, did they already talk to the doctor about what lies they're going to tell and what kind of medication? I said, this is a hot mess. So now we got Victoria and and Eli walking in the hallway. Max is close behind, and she's almost making it obvious that something's going on the way she's touching Eli. He kind of pushed, like, step back so she didn't kind of drag on him. But she's like, "You going to see your wife now?" And he's like, "Yeah, I gotta go down there," or something like that. And she's like, "Okay." And she said everything should be fine, or something like that. And she goes away her way, he goes his way, and Eli goes, "Where's Bobby?" And he said, "Organizing the motorcade," or something like that. He said, "Okay, I gotta go to the presidential bunker." Didn't I tell you? I thought she was in the presidential bunker, but I swear Max was telling Bobby to go to the vice president's bunker. So I don't know. But now we got Bobby down there meeting agent. And he's asking him, what is he doing standing there? And he's like, going to ask you the same thing while you down here. And he's saying, well, the president had me come down to check his, bunker, make sure everything's okay. Is somebody in there? Nobody's in there. He was like, then why are you standing here? And it just made no sense. They were going back and forth. And he's telling Bobby that he got orders under the chief of staff. He said, "Oh, you gonna listen to him?" And he's letting them know Eli's in charge now, not the president. And he goes, "You need to learn the new protocols and stuff." Then he hears, I guess that's when he hear Max saying, um, Papa Bear is coming or something like that. So he goes, "Oh, he's coming? Oh, okay." He told the guy, "Never mind. He's coming down to tell you himself." And he walked away. So I guess I thought he was going to beat the guy up and go in there anyways. But he didn't. So there goes that little bit of action I was hoping for in this episode. So now we're back to Hunt in the bedroom. Oh, God, he's so annoying. He wants to get Sam. He wants to get Alonzo. He's going to get Alonzo killed. Oh gosh, Donald's telling him, "No, sir." He's like, "No, sir, sir, it's not that. He's did this to me. He let this happen. He ain't taking no ownership of his dumb ass with his nose with all of that coke. If he wasn't so busy getting high, none of this would happen. And meanwhile, he trying to get more coke. Talking about get the White House doctors up here. I'm the freaking president of the United States. I'm this, I'm that. Get me the He's like, he can't give you nothing else because of your kidneys. Until your kidneys are straightened out, you can't have no more of nothing. Oh, it must be something. Oh my God, he's just not listening. Where's Kyle? He don't want to listen to Donald. Where's Kyle? Get Kyle in here. Kyle, where's Alonzo? He's on his way up. So get him here. Run. Get him here now. I was like, oh boy. Alonzo comes in. Kyle comes in. He's like, "Alonzo, I'm Kyle. Give me your gun. Give me your gun." Donald's like, "Don't give it to him." And stupid Kyle gives it to him. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you, Kyle? Why would you give him the gun? And he's like, "Do not give it to him." He said, "If you don't give me the gun, I'm going to shoot both of you." How he going to shoot both of y'all and he don't have a gun, Kyle? Kyle is such an idiot, too. There better been blanks in there that he going to sit there. And he's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" Alonzo's going, "What's going on?" And Donald's like, "Just nothing. Don't. And he's like, "You got me these drugs. You did this." And he points the gun. To me, I don't care if you Secret Service or what. You don't stand there and let somebody shoot you. And Kyle was wrong. There's some kind of protocol, but to let the president shoot somebody, what you gonna do? Cover this up too? That he shot an agent? I was like, oh God, this makes no sense whatsoever. Anywho, that was this episode. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about it. I thought it was a dud. I did not like the episode. It worked my last nerve. It was boring. It was a filler. I don't know. Y'all put it down in the comment section what other things y'all thought of this episode. And I will see you all in the next video. It's your girl Barbie J saying, Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Peace.